Okay, now let us start the event today. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie.
And my name is Sapni. It is a wonderful and precious chance for us to be your master of ceremony for today's
Now
event.
let us start the event today. Okay, now we are delighted to welcome all of the participants to our first international company visit to GE Education Indonesia. My name is Charlie.
And my name is Sapni. It is a wonderful and precious chance for us to be your master of ceremony for today's
Now
event.
let us start the event today. Okay, now we are delighted to welcome all of the participants to our first international company visit to GE Education Indonesia. My name is Charlie.
And my name is Sapni. It is a
Okay, we are so sorry that we have some error just now. Okay, I will repeat again. We are very delighted to welcome all the participants to our first international company to GE Education Indonesia with the theme Start with Stock Market, New Normal, New Life. I believe all the participants are very excited to start today's event, even though we cannot meet directly in this pandemic situation, but still we are very grateful that we can meet at today's Zoom meeting together.
Before we come to the main session, let us start this by praying first so that the event that we will hold on this day will run well without any obstacle at all. Let us start. Finish. For a brief moment, we would like to invite you to sing together Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us start the main session with a speech from our Omega Chairman 2021 to 2022, Miss Angela.
Okay, thank you, Hotni. Good afternoon, all. I'm Angela, Chairman of Omega, or Organization of Management Association 2122. Would like to thank all of the participants, committees, one of our UIB management lecturer, which is Dr. Candy SEMM, as the moderator, and of course, GE Education Indonesia, especially our speaker, Mr. Philip, as the CEO of GE Education Indonesia for making this event possible. For our mega first series of company visit, we decided to visit a multinational company, which is GE Education, one of the best trading and investment education company with more than 100 branches in 14 countries. As the company itself focuses on trading and investment education, therefore, the theme of our company visit is Start with Stock Market, New Normal, New Life. We hope each one of you that participated in today's event could get to know more about GE Education Indonesia and be more financially literate about stock market trading and all of the other topics that will be explained and discussed later. It is truly an excellent opportunity to learn more about financial from the expert itself. Once again, thank you for joining us, and let's not waste this precious interactive learning chance, and let's make the best out of it. Thank you, good afternoon, and I give it back to our Master of Ceremony.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Angela, our Omega Chairman. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to our main session, who will be led by our moderator, Mr. Candy SEMM, University International Batam Management Lecturer, and our speaker today, Mr. Philip Holacek, the CEO of GE Education Indonesia, that later will be introduced by our moderator. So first of all, allow me to introduce our moderator today, Mr. Candy. Mr. Candy has been our lecturer in UIB management. He has certification and course. He also know how to speak in three languages, which is Indonesia, Chinese, Mandarin, and English. He's our best moderator for today even because he's one of the finance lecturer in UIB, which is what we're gonna talk about later. So now, please, Mr. Candy, to take over the event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Dear participants, may I have your attention? The presentation is about to begin. Dear guest speaker and our participants, good afternoon. I hope you are doing well. But before we start, may I request everyone to open the camera? Thank you. First of all, we would like to welcome you to this webinar. In this webinar, we will start with a presentation from our guest speaker. We will be discussing investment, especially for young investors. After that, we will proceed with the Q&A and quiz sessions. Before the presentation begins, allow us to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Philip from GE Education. Good afternoon, Mr. Philip.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kende. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Mr. Phillips comes from the Czech Republic, and since he was young, he was attracted to business besides sports. He believes that people control their own destinies through the decision they make in life. He started his professional journey in 2014 by becoming a receptionist. After that, he worked as a stockbroker in FX Global from 2015 to 2017. He also took his brokerage exams in Financial Market Institute in 2015 as an investment broker. After that, he became investment consultant in Merito Consulting from 2017 to 2019. He was also a sales manager in Gulf Broker in Malaysia from 2019 to 2020. Currently, he is the Chief Financial Officer in CBD Buds, and he is also the CEO of our GE Educations. Okay, without further ado, let us welcome our presenter, Mr. Phillips. The floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me First of all, I want to thank everyone for the great cooperation and organization of this webinar. It's an honor for us at GE Education to have a webinar with your university. And I firmly believe that it will not be the last time. And I can see there is a 384 people. This is awesome. It's a large number of people gathered here. And it's absolutely great how many people are interested in information about investing, and it bodes a bright future for Batam. I hope that in the next 60 minutes, you will learn something new, or it will awaken your hunger for the information about the investment, because the sooner you start, the better. And before we begin, let me introduce myself one more time and my company. I'm Filip Holecek. I'm from Czech Republic, from a really small village. And for the last year, we have been focusing with G Education mainly on the market in Indonesia. G Education have established strategic partnerships with companies that have made us present in Indonesia today. And why and what do? We try to help people understand the worth of money, the financial market, and teach people how to not to work for the money, but to let money work for them. And why do we do this? Because the reason is simple. Our client's success is our success. And it's great. It's really great to make the world a better place by helping people achieve their dreams and goals. And what I'm going to tell you today, it's a really important, it's not investment recommendation. It's information, it's just information of an informative and educational nature. So let's start. People often ask the question, is life about money? And yes, life is about money, and also no, life is not about money. It's not about the money you have in your wallet or account, but it's about the benefits that money provides. It won't buy you happiness. That's true, that I really agree, but it can dramatically improve the quality of your lives. How? You can indulge in better quality food, better healthcare, collect experiences, and in my personal opinion, the most importantly, give you the freedom to make decisions about your time. So now you are students, so it's a little bit different, but later you will start work. And if do you mind working more than 8 hours a day, 35 years, and having to ask someone for time off every time? Investing won't allow you to retire tomorrow, but it will reduce the time you spend working for someone else. And your goal should be financial freedom. There's also the financial freedom is something else for any one of us. And why we should invest. If I ask you, please skip the slides. So there is a content before about us. Please one slide back. Yes, today I want to tell you what we will talking about. So we a little bit introduce GE Education, why you should be an investor, what is an investment in general, some types of investment, and how to become investor, and what you need to do before you start invest. After that, we had some game, so we find the people who won the game, and there will be also the conclusion. So another slide, please. We talk about the G education. Now we are in 14 countries. How I say, mostly we focus for Indonesia because we see the biggest potential in here. We start in Czech Republic in one small office for people, and after I can say struggling first 1-2 years, we find the companies and our partners that help us to grow and spread into the other countries. So another slide, please. There you can see now we are in Europe. I come from the Central Europe, so we have offices in Central Europe, in the Middle East, We have an office in Mexico, in South Africa, and with our partners also in Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Next slide, please. There is the vision and mission of the education. So for us, it's important to prepare the people to be financial independent, to prepare them what the money is about, because I believe there's something which is really important, and how I say, the sooner you start, the better for you. Another slide, please. So why should you invest? There are several reasons, but one tweet says, and this is for me the perfect reason and perfect description. If you can, next slide, please. There is a Twitter account, Financialism, and this is perfect description. During last 2 weeks, my investing account grew $10,000. No matter how hard I worked my 9 to 5, there's no way I could walk away with $10,000 in 2 weeks. So if you're not going to start your own business, inherit a bunch of money, or win the lottery, the investing is the only way. And today we have an internet, everything is online, the information is everywhere. And today it's, I cannot say easier, but thanks to the information everywhere, you can make the better results than was, for example, 30, 14 years ago. And the investing is actually that way. So another slide, please. So why you should invest young? If we can skip to another slide. Perfect, thank you. To provide for a comfortable retirement. I know you're young people, the retirement is 40, 50 years, but the important thing, you should be ready for it. And to provide a comfortable retirement and to do what you need is to have at least have $500,000. A lot of people think that's infinite. This number is infinite, but it's not. You need that money. And like I say, the sooner, the better. The rule has no exceptions. And then there's the other driver, and that's the interest rate. I'm telling the people about the long-term investment that 8% a year is enough for you. If you clear profit without the inflation, these things, without the fees, the 8% per year is enough. I know there is some short-term speculations, right? 25% in 2 weeks, 30% 2 weeks. It's cool as well. But the fact that someone makes 50% last month on a crypto is great, but that's for another debate. There is also a 4% rule. It means 4% is how much money you can take out of your portfolio each year without destroying its value. So imagine you have a 1 million in your portfolio, and you can take from 1 million 4% out every year, and you will not run out of the money in retirement. And actually, it doesn't really matter how big your portfolio is. Yeah, so if you have smaller accounts, smaller investment portfolio, still follow this rule. Is it guaranteed? Nothing is guaranteed, but it's a really, really good idea. And also there is a protection against the inflation. We will talk about it later, and wealth creation. So please, another slide. About the inflation. Next slide, please. There is inflation today when you open the Bloomberg, when you check the Reuters, when you check what's happening in the United States, all around the world, thanks to the COVID and other things. You can read, you can see then the inflation growing all around the world. And what is that inflation? You can see in a presentation that inflation makes the price and services, or services and products, more expensive over time. So it means it's weakening of purchasing power. The picture is perfect description. So in 2010, you went to buy the coffee, and for 100,000 rupiah, you could get 6 cups of coffee. In 2017, when the inflations grow, or when the inflations grew, you could buy for the same amount of money just 4 caps. This year, for the same amount of money, just 2 caps. So it means literally, if you, for example, put the money on your common account in the bank, and the interest rates will be lower, that is inflation. So it means you're losing the money instead of increasing the value, so you're losing the money. And there is opposite way, and it's called deflation. And what about this deflation? It means it's opposite. It's the price in the economy fall for a long period of time. We're talking about deflation. One may say, hey, it's cool. It's cool. The price is dropping down. That's perfect. I can buy things cheaper. But what's happened actually is that the people waiting with the purchasing, because imagine that you are in a situation, you finish your study, you make some money, and you want, for example, buy new car. And your car that you dream about costs, let's say, 150 juta. And there is a deflation. So after 2 months, after 3 months, the car costs, instead of 150 juta, just 120, 130 juta. And you say, oh, now that's the price dropping down. So maybe I should wait another 5-6 months and the price will drop for 100 juta. And this is how the people start thinking in general. And what does it mean? It's not good for economy. Why? Because the people stop spending the money. And if the people don't spend the money, the economy can't grow. The economy stop run. How it's come? So you're waiting with the buy of the car, right? So imagine that the person who run the car dealership, he has a cars, the price dropping, and all the people think in a similar way like you. So after a few months, the guy in the car dealership need to start terminates contract of their employees. In the worst case, he needs to shut down the business. So this is the deflation, which is like the opposite of inflation. If something is not clear, just drop the question to the chat and we will answer it later. Okay, next slide, please. And increasing of your wealth. Wealth creation is important, that you are continuously financial secure and that's ready for possible crisis, such as now we get a COVID. You can take care of your family and possibly other people who are important to you and we're not so lucky, for example. And you are building a long-term financial reserve for emergencies and needs. So basically it means you're young right now and may want to start a family, start a business, take care of your parents and be able to respond to the most situations, both positive and negative. And that's why it's important to start early, because there is something which is called compound interest and then continuously builds your wealth. Actually, Albert Einstein said, or should say it, I don't know, you can fact check it later because I heard that it's not his idea, but it's perfect true. And now we say why. If you can skip, please, for another slide. So let's say your initial, I talk about $500,000. And imagine that you start with $3,000. You can see on the left side, initial balance $3,000, which is around 45 juta in IDR. Interest rate, we talk about 8% is enough, right? And 35 years. And you can see deposit amount monthly $250. So every year you deposit new $3,000. And all the calculation project on the right side, you can see you start with $3,000 and you end up in 35 years with $622,000, $514,000 will be the total interest earned. And that compound interest use the power of time. If we can make the skip for another slide. Thank you. You can see in your fifth year, deposit $3,000, interest $1,600. Totally, you deposit $18,000 and your interest is $4,800, which is okay, which is pretty cool. So your balance is 22,000. But now it starts getting more attractive, because after 10 years, you deposit 33,000 together, but your interest makes almost $20,000. So your balance is $52,000. And imagine after 20 years, you already deposit $63,000, but your interest is $99,000. So your balance after 20 years, if it will run, will be around $162,000. And the 35th year, when you will say, okay, I'm done. I did everything in my life. I work hard, I invest smart, I collect the experience. Now it's time for me to rest, to retire. So you, after 35 years, when you deposit $108,000, but your interest is $500,000. And this is the reason why you should start early, why you should start soon. And it's not important if you will start with big amount or small amount, but it's important to get experience. And in the beginning, to be totally honest, it's everyone have the same experience. There will be some loss, there will be some mistakes, and for you it's important to learn from the mistakes. Don't compete, think about by yourself. And investment is a serious business. It's same like if you're building the construction, if you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, doesn't matter. If you want to become the investors, you need to have some knowledge, you need to have some experience, you need to have a system. You cannot invest just like your friends say, hey, now Shiba Inu 50% up, let's buy it. Actually, this is not investment, it's called gambling. And we don't want to gamble, we want to invest, and we want to invest smart. So please, next slide. What is the investment? I believe everybody of you are interested in investment, that you know what is investment. I will repeat for you. Next slide, please. We have two types, or we know two ways how to make the money: investment and work. In the work, we change our time for the money, right? So you go from 9 to 5 and you get some salary for it. With investing, you make money even when you are asleep at best. And investing is the act of putting forth capital with the expectations of income, of profit. So you personally buy some securities, some cryptocurrencies, and you wait some time. And in the period of time, you should get the benefit, the profit. And everything's happened on the financial markets, or what we're gonna talk about today. And the financial markets is a place where companies meet the investors, and investors are there to gain their value, and companies want to raise the funds for a company growth. So let's say in the financial market, you cannot buy caramel frappuccino, you cannot buy Big Mac, you cannot buy Tesla, you cannot buy new Air Max or Yeezy, but you can invest to the companies. You can invest to the Starbucks, you can invest to the McDonald's, you can invest to the Tesla, to the Nike, you can invest to the Facebook. It's up to you. And that's the smarter way. Buy assets. Buy assets is every time smarter way, because in the future you can buy way much more things. Yeah, so it's really important. Look at the Drake. Drake agree with you or agree with me. He rather buy the stocks of Starbucks, shares of Starbucks than matcha tea, or what is that? Okay, so can we skip, please? Perfect. And we have some type of investments, right? Property, it's super conservative. Most of the people have a property. It has some positive, also some negatives. The prices are negatives. The long term, you need to really wait. So unreliable tenants, That can be anything. The good things, why the people property, because they can touch it, they can see it, and is a building. It's you can see it, you can stay there, you can rent it. Mutual funds, which is Reksadana, right? Probably some of you have experience. There is positive things that you don't need to care about that because other people are responsible for it. Why is not so positive is because you don't know who cares about your money, and sometimes you don't know what is in your portfolio. Saving account, I believe that everyone have a saving account. Is good. Sometimes it's also nice interest, but not often. And there is art. Yeah, art, usually the already rich people looking for some investments like art, and it has a lot of negatives. If you don't understand, you're not expert, you could buy falsificate a lot of things. But the investment to the art is growing, and also growing the pieces of art of the artist. And the other things, even it cannot sounds nice. Usually when you want to make some nice profit of the art, the author or the painter, probably most of the time the price of their arts increasing after their death. And financial markets, that's what I'd like to talk about you today. And let's talk about the financial markets. So next slide, please. On a financial market, we have a stock market. You had the last time, or what I heard, you have a webinar with IDX, so you know how it works. The stocks market, how it works. You need to find some broker, you need to make the account, and after that, the broker connects you with the market and provides for you the possibility of buying some shares. You buy the shares and you became the owner. Actually, bigger stake you own, the bigger more you can make the decision what's gonna happen with the company. If you take the, I don't know, $10,000 and you buy the stocks of Coca-Cola or McDonald's, nothing really happened with the price. You hold like a 0.00001, and also it's important that there is no guarantee or profit or fixed yield. So what does it mean? Nobody can and if somebody tell you so, it's not the true. Nobody knows what's happened tomorrow. We don't know. We don't know if Elon Musk tomorrow wake up and get a perfect idea that he sold another stocks of Tesla, or he will promote or hype some new crypto. And because we don't know, we cannot guarantee, right? Or no fixed yield. Nobody can come to you and tell you, okay, if you buy the company ABC, we will give you 3% profit every month. This is total lie. It's impossible. There's no expiration. Until the company is publicly traded, you can hold the ownership. You can be the shareholder. What does it mean? That means if you buy the company like that, you believe that there will be in 30, 40, 60, 70, 80 years, like for example, Disney, Google, and like that, you can give it to your kids in a heritage. Yeah, so there until the company is publicly traded, you can hold it. There's no expiration. Also about the stocks, there is dividends that we will talk about a little bit later, and earnings. Earnings, it's what the company makes, what company earns minus cost. And earnings are very important indicator whether the business can be successful in the long term. So for example, if you Google it after this webinar, for example, the earnings of Apple, and you will compare with the year 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, and you compare and you see that, okay, so Apple selling the more wireless devices like AirPods and iWatch, and they selling also now new iPhone like a crazy. So it's make you feel, or maybe you think, okay, they're selling more and more, the company is growing, so let's put some amount of money to the stocks of Apple. On the other side, when you see the company and the numbers getting worse and worse, so of course it's the earnings shows you the truth, and you can see that, okay, this company was, for example, on my watch list, but now I got the results, I can see their financial statement, and this company is not attractive for me anymore. So next slide, please. There is a dividend. What is dividends actually? It's like a reward for you, such an investor. Dividend payment use distribution of companies' profits to shareholders. Next slide, please. So how it works? You buy 100 shares of company ABC for $10 each. You have invested in total $1,000, right? And after that, company ABC pays a 0.30 cents annual dividend per stock. Over the course of a year, you would receive $30 in dividend payment from the money, from the profit that company makes. So it's reward for you as an investor, which is what is important. Not all the companies pay the dividends. Some companies take the profit and reinvest back to the company. And for example, the majority was in the United States, the companies pay 4 times per year the dividend. Every quarter you receive the dividends, every quarter you have the earnings. For example, in Indonesia or in Europe, the company usually pay the company once time in a year. Okay, next slide, please. How it works. So number one, investors purchase some shares in a dividend paying company. After some time, company evaluates performance at the end of the quarter. After that, company declare and announce dividend payment. Company announce the dividend amount and dividend dates. And after that, investor is paid the state dividend of each share their own. You don't need to do anything because everything is today digital. You just see after that on your account, on your bank account, or on your investment account that you receive the dividends from the company. Usually for the company who pay higher dividends, looking very conservative investors, and usually people or investors have 2 or more portfolios, and if they have 2, one is like for the companies that they believe the value can grow, and second things is a dividend portfolio. Sorry, dividend portfolio. Usually, there are the largest, established, older companies, big companies with predictable performance, and it can be like company like Coca-Cola, like like McDonald's, and the others, Chevron, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, big industrial company as well. Next slide, please. There is a cryptocurrency. So I believe this is something what is interesting for you because it's super trendy, cryptocurrency, especially this year when we had all-time high or everything, even meme coins making thousands percent of profit. So of course it's like a hype beast little bit. And what about this cryptocurrency? It's about the blockchain technology, right? Crypto is something what you cannot explain in 2 minutes. So I would like to make it easiest as possible. So what is revolutionary about blockchain is not that the technology itself, but the way it uses existing technology. Blockchain has made it possible for people who do not trust each other to exchange or create records via the internet in a completely secure way, without some intermediary like a notary, a bank, a database administrator, and like that. In short, blockchain represents a very specific form of database. It is distributed, has no central administrator, and can be read by anyone. We know what we know. We know Bitcoin and altcoins, right? Today we have more than 14,000 coins, and every day we get some new coins. We will talk more about the Bitcoins because, in my opinion, Bitcoin is still most interesting cryptocurrency with the biggest future, with the bright future, and also is the evolution of money. Is it? It's not. I think it's evolution of the money because money itself stopped evolve, and the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, is something what logical must came. Actually, the first cryptocurrency or digital money dates to since the beginning of the internet, but no one get that thing like Satoshi Nakamoto, that he creates something really special. And in my humble opinion, the blockchain or Bitcoin is the biggest things that happen in 21st century. So can we next slide, please? Now you can see the Genesis block. It means that was the first Bitcoin. It was the first block that was mined. This is what is the blockchain. You can see is the numbers, is a code. The currency is Bitcoin. Ticker is BTS. It's create a mine. It takes 10 minutes. And what is important? There is 21 million Bitcoins, or there will be until 2100. Why is important? Because it's a digital scarcity. It's limited amount, so it's make it rare. That's what you're looking for. You can pay something which is rare. That's like definition of money. What is interesting already is our 18 million, more than 18 million is already mined, and every halving there is like a half of the Bitcoins that will be generated in a period of time. There is also some community on a Reddit. You can check official websites. You can check on a GitHub. So next one, please. The difference between Bitcoin and fiat money. The Bitcoin that's created by decentralized and distributed computing, it's governed by majority rule. And what is important, transaction only need two parties. Yeah, so if I want to send the Bitcoin to someone, it's just between me and you. We don't need anyone else. And all the transaction is written in the blockchain, so everybody can see it, and it's like and everybody can see it. So it's solved one problem, which is called double spending, so that one Bitcoin can be spent 2 times, and transaction only take few minutes. Opposite fiat money, it's issued by a government, and if you know what is quantitative easing, if you know, you can write to the chat. Central banks, right? It's governed by central banks, and they're printing the money like crazy. If you look at the Fed, which is Federal Reserve in the United States, European Central Bank, and if you're printing the money like crazy, what's happened with their value? They're losing the value. Yeah, so it's like a meaningless paper, if we can say it. And every time when you go, for example, after this webinar, you take your friends, you will talk about it, you go they grab some coffee, and you will pay with your card. And the transaction needs a third party, right? Which is your bank. So the bank, from your account, transfer the money to the account of the coffee shop. Also, there is include the Visa or MasterCard or the provider of the payment. And that's vulnerable to be stolen, or there's vulnerable, the transaction is vulnerable. And if you, for example, doing the international transaction, so sometimes it takes days. So for example, if we in G Education, we send money from one country to another country, so sometimes it takes 3 days, which is like in 2021, it's crazy for me. And it's possible chargeback. That is very important. If I send the money to wrong person, I can call to my bank, tell them that I made the mistakes, they return me the money. And the Bitcoin, you need to be responsible for your action. There is no chargeback possible. So another slide, please. What's plus and minuses of Bitcoin? Store of value. Today, how I say, we have a COVID crisis, the inflation grows, the price of the energies in Europe, especially in Europe, United States, growing, and the people looking for some safe port. Usually people looking for gold, but now it's like it's time. It's some people call Bitcoin gold 2.0. Why? Because if you buy the gold, you need to buy physical gold. You need to keep it somewhere. If you travel somewhere, take it with yourself. It's difficult. For Bitcoin, you just need to have a phone. You need to have a software treasure or hardware treasure, and you're okay. There is limited account, so it means the price will grow up. More people will be interested. With limited account, the price go up. That's why, for example, the diamonds are so expensive, because you cannot find diamonds everywhere, and you cannot do like this and create another 5 million diamonds. And also the Bitcoin adoption. There is on 3 things for me important about Bitcoin adoption. And it's for the personal using. So for example, you can pay today, right? So with the Bitcoin. So you adopt the Bitcoin. How? You will buy the Bitcoin, you will hold it Bitcoin, you pay with the Bitcoin, you adopt Bitcoin. After that is the companies. So today you can in McDonald's, in Starbucks, in some countries, Tesla, you can pay in a Bitcoin. Some companies even you can get your payment, your salary in Bitcoin. And the last things is a country adoption. We have a first country, which is Salvador, right? I think everybody heard about it. The Salvador accept the Bitcoin like national currencies, and everybody in Salvador gets some Bitcoins. And today you can pay everything, almost everything in Salvador in a Bitcoin. So you go to the Starbucks, you buy the Frappuccino, you pay the Bitcoin, and you pay 0 fees, because there is no the third party. And the minuses, not your keys, not your Bitcoins, which is really important. A lot of people buy the Bitcoin or some cryptocurrencies on some app, like on a Binance and others, Coinbase, and keep their Bitcoins on the on that cryptocurrency exchange. But there is one thing: if you keep it on the exchange, it's not your Bitcoin, because you don't have a private key. So if you want to hold it, if you don't want to trade and speculate, and if you want to hold it, it's really important to purchase some. You can purchase some hardware treasure or the software wallet. For me, I use it both. I have a treasure, which is like a Czech hardware wallet. It's really cool. Probably you can maybe buy it even in here. And I have also for cryptocurrencies, I have the software wallet in my phone. And I use also for the crypto, when I buy, for example, on a Binance, I immediately transfer to my wallet. Why? Because safety is for me really important. I don't want one day open my account and realize that there was some hackers that stolen Bitcoins for $1 million, and my Bitcoins were unfortunately there too. There is also regulation. I'm looking on a Bitcoin like a company. So for me, it's also important, all these regulations in China, India, now that for the Muslims it's like something like forbidden. So all these keep the Bitcoin, hold the Bitcoin. So for me is this information very, very, very important. And the new technology. The blockchain is still new technology, still in the beginning, so you need to be aware of it. I would like to explain you on the next slide. There you can see on the left side, you see the market cap. Market cap is the total value of all Bitcoins, right? Passage of time, it's called in the effect. So it started like a Bitcoin, right? 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto developed the Bitcoin and make the first transaction. In the beginning, it was digital collectible just for nerds and caps, cyberpunks. One guy, I forgot unfortunately his name, László, Mr. László, pay like make the one of the first transaction with the 12,000 Bitcoins for 2 big pizzas. Yeah, so it was today. It could be crazy, but maybe he start this boom. After that, speculation. You can see speculation that more people want to buy and hold it. It was around 2017 when the price went almost to 20,000, and I heard everybody talk about it. Even my mom started asking me about the Bitcoin and these things. So it's became like a public topic. After that, you can see where we are here. We are here right now. And what's happening now? We need to greater education about the Bitcoin, because with the educations come everything. People will understand more, people will see the future, people will be interesting, and people will hold it. People will collect the Bitcoins. And it's a new technology. So people still developing it, still upgrading. So there will, and after that, it can happen that will be reliable store of value. What does it mean? Reliable store of value is that the volatility today is crazy, right? You can make 20% down and in next week 100% up. With market cap, with higher market cap, the volatility is lower. So that's why there is some tokens or there is some cryptocurrencies which cost $0.0037 and they can make 100, 200%, 300,000% per day. Yeah, that's because the market cap is low. Somebody put their big amount of money, so easier influence the price. And after that, the top will be full global money. If it will be full global money, I'm not sure. For my perspective, it's not important, because my plan is a speculation on a Bitcoin. Yeah, so I believe that the price can grow to the moon, but if it will be like a payment, if you can pay everywhere, it's not so important for me. And because there is just 21 million Bitcoins, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but let's see. I don't know. So next slide, please. There is a planbtc.com. You can check their websites. There I have some prediction Bitcoin stock to flow model, which is pretty accurate of the price of the Bitcoin. So you can see if everything will go positively this year, we can hit $100,000. Now it doesn't look like that, but the prediction is that Bitcoin one day could hit $1 million. If we talk about the market cap, if the Bitcoin with these prices this day reach around $600,000 for Bitcoin, so the market cap will be like a market cap of a gold market. So, and I think it's awesome if you see that it started in 2009 for almost nothing, and where we are today, it's crazy. So another slide, please. That's about the crypto. But now we have with cryptocurrency something new, right? Which is NFT. And probably NFT will be the biggest things of the next year. Who knows? The token represent something unit and is not interchangeable with another token. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. If I lend you today, if I lend you 100,000 rupiah, so I take 100,000 rupiah and I lend you today, and you will return me, you give me back next week. I don't care. Actually, don't care if you give me the same note or you go to ATM, you make the withdrawal, give me another note. It's not important for me, which means the money is fungible. But the NFT is not fungible, right? That's perfect example is in United States are very popular the NBA cards, MLB cards. For example, when I was young, I collect the ice hockey cards. My brother collect the Pokemon cards, and there's no fungible. There is every time one that specific one that has the value, and you can buy it for $100,000. Yeah, so this phenomenon has made its way into the digital world. So next slide, please. And you can see it also, for example, on Counter-Strike, where, yeah, I don't know if you play the Counter-Strike, so you can see fan drops $61K on a rifle skin. So the gun is the same, like everybody in the game has the same function, shoot the same, but just the skin is different. It makes you different. But that's one thing. Or you can see the Pokemon Charizard card sell for $183,000. The rapper Logic bought it. If it makes sense for me, doesn't, but it's not important. Important is that people believe it, people want it, and the market create the price. So, and these things, if we skip on another slide, these things NFT making better. What I see the biggest advantage, instead of the people exchanging or just exchanging those digital objects on one centralized platform, you bring it all of them onto blockchain. Why should people do it? It's pretty easy. You avoid the problems that those centralized platforms have. Yeah, nobody can stolen from you. Nobody can, some hacker can get into the server, or it can be shut down. It can be some blackout on electricity or something like that. And it takes all the advantages of blockchain, and that fact it can solve digital scarcity without a central authority. And this is what you primarily need for your token. So if we skip for another slide. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the ownership, right, is the same. Is the same. Whoever has the private keys, who owns that keys, he owns the token. It wasn't possible before the invention of blockchain. Also, the portability. You can send it like a Bitcoin or Ether peer-to-peer blockchain transaction. So I can, if I have some NFT, Mr. Candy like it, I can send it directly through the blockchain without some server or third party. And authenticity, that's big problem in a digital world, right? The authenticity. On blockchain, you can see the entire history. Yeah, but before it wasn't possible. So for example, if I create now something in, let's say, Photoshop, and I send to someone, he can make the 100 copies, and we never can find which one is original. Thanks to the blockchain, you see the entire history. So who was owner in the period of time, and all these information. But there is also some negative things. We can talk about it, for example, next time. Okay, next slide, please. So we finished with NFT, with crypto, and about the Forex. Each of us has experience with Forex, which is really interesting. I believe that all of you made some Forex trade this week. It's Sunday, so 7 days. Yeah, probably you do. How come I'm not trading? How can I do the Forex? I haven't been in other country. I didn't change my money. It's pretty easy. Imagine, let's say you're young people. So let's talk about, for example, sneakers, Air Max. Yeah, so it's the Nikes, right? So where is the Nikes? The company, the headquarters of the company is where? United States, right? And do they produce the shoes in United States? I don't think so, right? Why? Because the salary is too high for the people. So labor cost is too expensive. So it doesn't make economic sense, right? So Nike, like a company, needs to find some market where they can find the cheaper production of their shoes to increase their margin. So when you check your Nikes or Adidas, usually the shoes are made in Bangladesh, Vietnam, or something like that. So how you can make the Forex? The company Nike company create the shoes in Bangladesh, right, or Vietnam, and the workers receive the Vietnamese dong. That's for their salary. And you go to I don't know, actually, I don't know in Batam any shopping mall. So you go in Batam to some sneaker shop and you buy the Nikes. And what currency you pay? You pay Indonesian rupiah, right? And after that, all that circle, in the end, in the Nikes, they receive the dollars. But in Bangladesh, they pay in the Bangladesh currency. And you, like a customer, you pay in your local currency, but Nike receive the dollars. So the way of the money, how it's exchanged, this is what is Forex. And this is why each of us participates on a Forex market. And your banks, insurance companies, governments, traders, everybody, everyone literally participates on this market. And it's the most liquid market in the world. Daily volume is around 7 trillion US dollars. So in one day, there is transaction for a whole American budget, federal budget for 1 year. So I cannot even imagine how much money is it. And thanks to it, it's a resilient against the crisis, and it's not vulnerable for manipulation. And why is not vulnerable for manipulation? Because nobody in this world, not even Elon Musk, not even Jeff Bezos, not even Bill Gates, have that huge amount of money to manipulate with the prices. Nobody has that power. And also, why is not vulnerable for manipulation and something different? You know that you have last week the webinar with IDX, and IDX in here is a few meters from us, and it's a building, right? It's a building. So it's vulnerable. It can happen, for example, in New York Stock Exchange happened 10 years ago. There was the terrorist attack in garage. And of course, it's influenced all the stocks, all the companies in the stock market, because it's fear, right? Panic. And panic is nothing good for the business. And the price drops. But Forex doesn't have any headquarters. It's decentralized. So you cannot attack the Forex market. So that's why the Forex market is resilient against crisis, vulnerable for manipulation. Even when you look at, for example, the beginning of the COVID, and you look at the companies, airlines, accommodations, hotels, and something like that, and you compare with the Forex, you can see that Forex actually, like, nothing happened to me. What is also important, 24 hours. So if you are a night owl like me, you can trade over the night. If you are early bird, you like to wake up in the morning, you can trade in the morning. and 5 days in a week, every day, just the Christmas, just on a Christmas, the Forex market is closed. And there is currency pairs, right? So every time it's two currencies each other. The most popular is euro dollar, so euro and United States dollar, and they compete each other. And the prices, which one is every time one currency getting stronger, second getting weaker, and opposite. And what influences these prices? What influences prices is economic stability. So it means how the economy, how the GDP is growing, increasing. The investors come to the company, the infrastructure is good. Inflation, that's what we're talking about today, right? Inflation is very, very important. Now everywhere, inflation growing all around the world. Interest rates, that set up central banks to influence the, for example, inflation or something like that. Unemployment rates, right? If some economy is a huge unemployment rate, it's not so good because a lot of people cannot contribute to the economy and work together on a better country. GDP and political decisions, right? So depends also on if you have a kingdom, if you have a parliament democracy, if you have a presidential democracy. So, for example, you could see when every time when, for example, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Macron, Angela Merkel say something, even Djokovic say something, you can see its influence the currency pairs with the country that, for example, is connected to that speech. Yeah, so you could see, for example, I like to, because usually in Europe our clients are a little bit older, mostly the businessmen. So I show them on a chart every time the Monica Lewinsky gate, when was the Bill Clinton was the president of United States, and he had the Monica Lewinsky, right? Students, they have something with each other, and that's really affect the prices or the strength of American dollar. Why? Because everybody can see that how easy it is to get into the president of United States, the most powerful person at the time. Okay, so next slide, please. Now you can see how is it $6.6 trillion of forex transaction each day. It's every day, and it's 6.2 times more than GDP of Indonesia. And everybody knows monas, right? So it's 264 million times more than the cost of building. It's 2.5 more than cryptocurrencies market's peak capitalization. It's 45 times more than foreign currency reserves, and it's more than 300 more than the richest person in Indonesia is his net worth, which is $21.7 billion. So that's extraordinary. It's the huge amount of money that we cannot imagine, but everybody participates on it. Okay, next slide, please. To know what's happened with the price, we don't know, but we can predict. We try to predict the prices. So fundamental and technical analysis. That's important things to do before you do any investment decision. The fundamental is what you read in news. There is what you read about the company. There is numbers. There is some ideas. There is everything around that. Technical analysis and the real events. And technical analysis is you open the chart, you open the MetaTrader or your trading platform, you look at the chart, and this is technical analysis. So anything you're doing in your chart is a technical analysis. And fundamental analysis are real events. So for example, there will be the biggest, let's say in Indonesia, is the biggest rice field in the world, and there will be some tsunami or something like that, the rice field will be destroyed, there will be not enough supplies in the market, and of course the price will go up. Yeah, so this is fundamental analysis. Okay, I hope I don't speak too fast. Unfortunately, we have just 60 minutes, so please drop some questions to the chat. Okay, next slide, please. How to become the investor, right? That's pretty good question. So next slide. You should identify your investment strategy. You should build your portfolio. The most important things, don't forget to invest. Manage your portfolio. Treat your money like a soap. Educate yourself in books, not just on internet. Understand the basic principles on investment and trading, and be aware who your real friends are. So next slide, please. Identifying your investment strategy may sound complicated, but the opposite is true. What you are asked to do at this point is to sit down and think about what your goals are when it comes to investing. How much money you would like to make, how big risk you are able to take, how many months, years is your investment horizon, which specific industry you are interested, and all these things. Write down what do you expect from investing. If it's relative, if you want a relatively quick income, or gradually building your wealth, and are you, for example, able to willing to tolerate fluctuations in stock values without causing you too much stress and restless sleep? Because some people, for some people, it's really mentally demanding. Also, you need to knowing that what type of investor you want to be and what your goals are will help you make the right decision based on your plans. And it's also a great way avoid instinctive but sometimes rash reaction to crisis situations, such as when the stocks values fall, stock prices, the crypto values fall. Sometimes it's better to wait out the crisis and count on investing as a marathon, not a sprint. Actually, this is pardon. This is usually mistakes of our clients when they come and we talk about what's happened to your client, and you're like, I lost the money. It's like, okay, so let's talk about what do you think, why you lost the money. I don't know. So the people don't even know why they lost the money, because they are not capable and responsible for their actions because of the lack of the knowledge. And also they get into the panic. They don't know how to use their psychology of trading. So price go down and they start selling. And this is how the loss happen. So this is about the investment strategy. Next slide, please. Build your portfolio. It's really important things. When it comes to investing, there is one word that people repeatedly mention: diversification. And for good reason. No investor can do without building a portfolio, and a quality portfolio is best formed by assembling it from several different types of investment. For example, there are investments in real estate, peer-to-peer lending, startups, cryptocurrencies, gold, other precious metals, stocks, watches, shoes. You can make money today almost on anything. There's uncountable opportunities, investment opportunities. But why is portfolio diversification so important? The more diverse it is, the easier it will be to withstand market fluctuations. So in one area of the portfolio does not perform very well, and in any period, and its value falls, yeah. And the other areas will make up the loss, as they are unlikely to suffer a fall in value and the same time. Yeah, so that's why it's important to do diversification. So next, skip please, next slide. My grandma told me when I was young, don't put all the eggs into one basket. Yeah, so let's say you have a 10 juta, 5 juta, 15 juta, don't take it and don't buy for 15 juta Bitcoin. Don't take it, don't buy for 15 juta some meme coin. Every time you should try to divide it, yeah, like to the companies, also to the various investment types. So you can see the stock market, Forex market, cryptocurrencies. So for me, if we check these things, for me, the most stable is stock market, right? I can predict the companies. So I put, let's say, 50% or 60% to the stock market, and after that 20% to Forex market, 20% to cryptocurrencies. And even I diversify in that. So I will not buy in stock market just Apple or Facebook, but I will buy more companies with different from different industry. Also the cryptocurrencies, I will not buy just Bitcoin, but I can also put there some altcoins. I hope it's clear. So next slide, please. Don't forget to invest. One can create the best vision of portfolio and clarify one investment goals, but until one actually invests, one is left with empty words and future plans. That's why it's important to take the dreaded first steps and make that first investment. And the good news is that once you dive into the world of investing, you learn the rest relatively quickly, depending on how much time and effort you are willing to put into mastering it and educate yourself about it. But the most important is experience. Yeah, that's really the best things. You can read million books, you can watch 1,000 videos and listen hundreds podcasts, but until you take the real steps, it's just fairy tale. It just maybe you need to take the action, and after that it goes relatively quickly, and you just need to be able to pick the correct information and the correct things that will help you. And next slides, please. Miniature portfolio. So as we said above, investing is often a long haul, and making the initial investment is just the beginning. It's still important to manage your investment portfolio and keep up to date with market developments, especially if you look after your portfolio yourself and don't leave it to the professionals. Yeah, so it's really important. If you want to do it, but do it properly, please. And there are some basic steps that these prospective investors should take. Next slide, please. Treat your money like a soap. You think maybe I get crazy, but yeah, it's a weird idea, but it makes sense. Eugene Fama was economist and financial expert, once said, your money is like soap. The more you handle it, the less you have. In the other words, for example, moving money from one investment to another and buying or selling shares at the least opportune time is never a good idea. Market research has shown that the average investors do worse, especially when they time their investment moves poorly. So therefore, it's better to move only within the framework of a carefully designed trading plan or investment plan in advance, and not to react to sudden emergencies and crises. Less is often more, and that's really important to remember. So this is treat your money like a soap. So if we can skip to another slide, please. Educate yourself in books, not just on the internet. So the internet is a vast well of information and possibilities, right? Uncle Google knows everything, but sometimes it can be too overwhelming. and it's possible to find many informative texts on investing, but equally one should not underestimate the power of the books on the subject. They're often written by the people they have a really great and really have a lot of experience with investing themselves, and you have already trodden a similar way, similar path to the one you are planning to take before you. Yeah, so it's also important to read the books. Don't just watch the traders on a YouTube, because usually if somebody read the book and you pick the good author, it's can be more valuable. And you don't, one really important things, you don't have to follow their every word of no one, of course. Simply pick the best of each publication that applies to your situation, so to speak, and let the rest of the information just lay fall. Just pick the some information. And what is interesting, the people usually doing for themselves all the investments and trading very difficult, and don't the pure beauty is keep it simple, sederhana all the time. That's really important. And because we are on the internet, I will ask you for a next slide. Be aware who your real friends are, because there is thousands gurus on Instagram. They selling their dreams, how they from nothing and today they driving 2 Lambos and 1 Ferrari in a garage, and they living the luxury lifestyle, and everything what you need to do is just subscribe them and pay them something. It's very dangerous today it's really hard to find someone that you really can trust. Yeah, and it's in every area of life. You know, this thing, you should be beware of false friends, even a real friends who's thinking well, but it may not turn out as expected. Some gurus whose interest may be in opposition of yours, or similarly, think carefully about any investment advice you receive from your family, from friends, even from your best friend. Please do things, check by yourself, make the background check, and don't just take it and follow it. Why? They may mean well at first, but what worked for someone else may not always work for you. I had mistakes like that as well. I had a mistakes like that I thought, oh my god, this guy is super cool, I will do what he's doing, but unfortunately it didn't end up well. So it's again, everything is trading is connected. So for example, if you are the type of investor who prefer to build wealth slowly but steadily, don't get swept away by current trends and the potential for short-term gains. The level of risk and nervousness that an investing strategy contrary to your personality will bring you is not more than the potential gain. And definitely it's better to continue with what you have set out in advance and what fits your character. This doesn't mean that an investor can choose a different strategy over time. I don't want to say this, but it should always be a thoughtful move and not all of a sudden an impulsive change. So that's really important, because today, thanks to the social media and everything, the social pressure is a little bit higher than before, and it can influence your decisions. So please be aware, and it's about your money, it's about your success, and it's about your decision. And if you want to be responsible and capable to make right decision, you need to have all information and think about them by yourself a little bit outside of the box. So unfortunately, we had like 60 minutes. We could talk about the investment for hours, for days. So I hope we can see each other next time. This was from the presentation. If you can skip please, for another slide. Yeah, so it was from the presentation. It was all. I would like to show you something what we got for you and what usually students, which program students use. We have a also referral program, because you're socialized, perfect social life, a lot of friends. Usually our students using it, or students of the university, and also our students using it because they can, thanks to the reference, balance, top up like their portfolio, and they can use it for what we talked about before, the compound interest. So instead of initially deposit their own money, they get a referrals and use it for their trading as well. And their own money they can, for example, focus for another investment opportunities, traveling, whatever. It's up to them. If you want to know how it works, everything what you need to do is just drop the message on our Instagram, or for example the Facebook, or drop the email, and we will explain you everything, and we will answer the question that was not crystal clear. So this is the Referral Commission. Our team will explain you how it works. So another slide, please. How it works, the Referrals Commission. You have some friends, they are interested in what you're doing, or they would like to start trading as well. You refer their friends, you get a special link, which is like a unique link that you identification for yourself, that the clients come from you. Your friends or anyone start deposit the money and start trading, and he pays some fees, right? When you buy some assets and sell, you pay some fees. Each instrument has a different price of the fees, and after that, from that fees, you get some part on your trading balance that can be withdrawable, or you can use it for your trading. It's feel free to use it how you want. So I hope this is clear. So we can skip for another slide, to another slide. And we create for you the special student package for G Education. If somebody would like to join us, if somebody would like to know how it works, get more information, and start trading, start invest, be ready for it. So there is a special discount. We understand these times is not easy. So it's just for 2 juta. You got an ebook, you got some merchandise, incentive class, e-certificate. After that, you write the test also, and we give you the deposit bonus $100 to help you make the better diversification, make better reasonable profit. And this is what we're doing for our clients. So we try to join them to our community and help them to grow, because without our clients, we cannot survive. Our clients is everything for us. And also we add you to our group on a WhatsApp and Telegram, when every morning is some brief news about the market, so you can be all the time ready for anything. So if we can skip for another slide. And there's real class. If somebody is okay, if somebody is in a state of mind, hey, I want to do it. Okay, I want to do it, and I want to get full education. For 7 juta, we offered 21 lessons from A to Z. And after the lessons, there is the test. If you pass the test, it means you have all necessities, like all the knowledge, all the information to be ready, start with the trading by yourself. We have another products, but I believe for you, like a student, these are the most attractive. All in one usually take the people who really wants to start with the trading. And next slide, please. So there will be block for Q&A, right, later. So I will finish it. So next slide, please. Okay, and I thank you. Really, thanks for the participants that you joined us. It was almost 400 students, 400 people, which is absolutely awesome. It makes me really happy, and I hope that you get a bright future. You will get the education. You learn something new, or you get some interesting points. Unfortunately, it's just limited time. So I believe next time we can talk a little bit more. So this is from us all about the presentation. So I think we can start with the quiz session, right?
Okay, thank you so much, sir,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Phillips. I hope this will not be the last. Yeah, it's our first and it should be continuous. Okay, so we will proceed to the Q&A and quiz sessions. There are some questions here in our chat box. Okay, I will read for our first questions. Since our first questions and our second questions is about Bitcoin, so I will just merge for the questions. Okay, so between stocks and cryptocurrency, we can see the fundamental of certain companies as usually. Companies are backed up by underlying asset, okay, or has their each and own performance in making profit. How about cryptocurrency? How can we analyze the fundamental and project the future of certain cryptocurrencies? And another one, what will happen if in one day the Bitcoin network suddenly stop running and the server is closed? Okay, that's for the Bitcoin, sir.
So about the cryptocurrencies, so I can see that the first question, the lot of investors don't see the fundamental in a Bitcoin. That's why a lot of, I can say, old school or like old-fashioned investors don't invest to the Bitcoin because they can see some fundamentals. But is it still technology, right? And when you open, the fundamental is there. There is, for example, like Lightning networks, which should makes the transaction way faster, way cheaper between the transaction itself. Also, there was the fundamental is there. It's every time what the information you're looking for, and everybody has the same information. There is just about the time and how it influenced the price, and we cannot know how it can influence the price, if it will be really big or no. For example, in China, you could see that every year they like make some forbidden things about the Bitcoins, but the Bitcoin's price, it's not affected at all. So the fundamental on crypto is a little bit tougher, especially on the smaller altcoins, and it's more about the trust, that if you believe the idea, what they want to do, what should be, how it should look in the future, and if you believe it. And you should definitely, about the cryptocurrencies, use the technical analysis. Yeah, and also it's about if you are a hodler, if you want to hold, or if you want to speculate short time. Yeah, that's based on that you're looking for the information. If you want to hold it for a long time, so for you is more important the fundamental analysis. If you want to speculate on a short time, you have to definitely do the technical analysis. I hope I answered the question. If it's not clear, we can add something else. What was the second, the question?
Okay, for another one, let's see. So based on your expertise and your experience in investment and trading, do you prefer the price action method or the indicator method, sir?
It depends. I usually in the beginning I use many indicators, and I thought more indicators, better results will be. And today, I totally change. I found my investor types, and I totally change my like a type of investing, and I'm doing now long-term investments. Why? Because I wasn't able control my let's say my risk management that how I would like. So I need to make some change. And I realized that for me it brings more benefits when I'm looking for the stocks and my investment horizon is, for example, 10, 15 years. Yeah, so for me, if your price action is good, but it's you need to find out by yourself. These things, these questions are good, but what works for me doesn't mean it will works for you. So you need to try to check both, and after that, let's say, open the demo account, and trade something on a demo account with both, with price action, with some oscillators, with some indicators, and you need to find your way, which one is suitable for you. And there is nothing like one advice that help to everyone, because I can see the different things in a market. You can see the different things. I'm looking for a little bit different profit than you. So I recommend in the beginning start with one maximum two oscillators or something like that. If you like the price action, you can do it with price action. And it's also the one during the education with G education. That's what we try find out, what type of investors are you, because it helps you to decrease the time of like how should I say, it's like a great time on the market when you looking for yourself, when you're looking who actually you are. And that's what we need to decrease for a minimum, because when you find out what type of investor you are, you can increase your profits. So that's my answer. And there was okay, and I can see after hearing the presentation cryptocurrencies, I have one question. So what happened if one day Bitcoin network blockchain suddenly stop running and the server is closed? Oh, that's interesting question. Thank you for this question. Actually, that's, in my opinion, couldn't happen. Yeah, because there is financial motivation to run that network, the blockchain. The blockchain works, and the miners who take care about the networks, they are motivated by they mined, right? And who burned the more energy, he received the Bitcoin. So there is financial motivation, and that's why the people doing it, to receive that Bitcoin. So I think it's never happened because there is that financial motivation. But anything can happen. But in my opinion, this is a little bit sci-fi, but it's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. So maybe we can continue.
Okay, sir. So we continue to the next questions. Okay, we have answered the first questions, the second and the third questions. And for another one, since volatility is a problem in investment, especially in trading Forex, and there are 3 sessions which are Tokyo, London, and New York, in Forex trading. And we also know that London session is the most volatile and the most liquid sessions. So best, for you, sir, which session do you like to trade on between these 3? London, Tokyo, and New York for the Forex.
For the Forex, I trade the euro dollar.
Okay.
if I trade Forex, I trade euro dollar because I'm from Europe, and I have an overview about what's happening there, and I understand how the European Union and the European Parliament, what they're doing, what they don't doing. Yeah, so I'm interested in these things. I can see what they prepare to the future. And I like also the USA, I like the capitalism, and so I prefer these things, and also GBP, Euro GBP, because that's these two currency pairs correlate. And actually, you can say the volatility is bad, but volatility allows you to make the profit. You just need to set up correctly the stop loss. You have to set up correctly the take profit. And what is important if you trade Forex, if you're looking for you're doing the technical analysis, and you know there will be some fundamental. So let's say you're doing in the morning technical analysis, and you know that at 2 p.m. Joe Biden, for example, will have some speech, and all the technical analysis tell you now you should enter to the position. Don't do it. Wait after the Joe Biden speech happened or something like that, because the fundamental can be stronger than the technical things. But if I can choose, I choose the euro dollar, or in a long term, I, for example, choose the Turkish lira or some exotic currencies, because you can receive the positive swap. So you don't pay the swap, but you receive the positive swap. So this is interesting for me if I trade Forex. But last years I'm a little bit out of the Forex, and I'm focusing for stocks market. So my portfolio is 80%, 70% stocks market, and I'm into Bitcoin. So I have some cryptocurrencies, around 5 or 6 cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin dominate in my portfolio, because the Forex is to sit there and trade. And unfortunately, I was like a daily trader, I was scalper, but I don't have a time for it anymore. So I need to also, thanks to or due to it, cost to it, I have to change my investment strategy.
Okay, thank you, sir. So yeah, we have another question, sir. This is for Indonesia. Since okay, let me check the questions. Since we have several types of investments, how does Mr. Philip thinks which type of investment has the highest potential growth in Indonesia based on our economic conditions, and yeah, especially for beginners during this pandemic? Yeah, what should they do for them as in Indonesia?
Okay, so if I understand properly, some investment opportunities that come from Indonesia. So I believe the stock market, maybe some startups company, but it's more risk. But for young people is good. For young people is great that they are able to take risk better than the older people. Yeah, so like in the beginning, don't make it difficult for yourself. If you look at the IDX, look at the companies, and look at the companies that you believe that will be here in 20 years. Yeah, so in my opinion, I'm not focusing much on a Indonesian market, but I believe the bank sector will be great, because the GDP, the middle class growing. When I can see what's happening in Jakarta, there is everywhere is some construction sites. When I look at the car park, there is a lot of BMWs, Mercedes. Also, there is also the opposites, right? The people who live really plain, simple life. But it's super fast growing country, Indonesia, and it's more interesting for foreign investors then bring the capital, and also that after that can increasing the price of the people, sorry, the salaries of the people, so it can increasing the cost of the labors, all these things. When the infrastructure get better, also infrastructure is one of the most important things for the business. So in Indonesia, I would check the definitely stock market. I believe the bank sector can be good. You have 6 unicorns in Indonesia, yeah, so you are really good in technologies, so that's another thing that you should look. And if the company is new, you should consider if the company have a potential change the life of Indonesian people, or in the best change the world. So I'm looking for these companies. And in Indonesia, definitely stock market. Also, on the other hand, everything is online, so you can realize the investment in any other countries, stock market in United States or something like that. Because when you check the performance, S&P or Nasdaq, it's super cool. And also in the beginning, for the beginners, I would recommend that make it 50-50. Well, take the 50% of your money and try to take care about yourself. Yeah, try to do it by yourself, and take 50%, and put somewhere, for example, low cost, low fees ETF. If I will be in your age, I would buy the ETF Vanguard S&P 500, which that ETF invests to all the companies in S&P, or some companies in S&P, and Vanguard Nasdaq 500, the technologies ETF. So these two things, where is almost no fees, gradually generate profit, and the rest of the money I would like to try to do it by myself to get experience and also find something like that. But I would be glad if you write to the chat some of your ideas. What do you think, where it could be interesting in Indonesia put money? Maybe you can inspire me, you can inspire also your other students.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have another question, sir, regarding, okay, so which role model do you admire, and what is the reasons that motivates you to invest in capital markets, sir?
Okay, the reason why I want to invest to capital markets, it's pretty easy, because I'm lazy and I don't want I don't want to work until my 60, 70, 80. And it's also from the place where I come from. There, from the city where I'm from, is not much successful people, and it's give me, I all the time want something more, some better life. And for example, if my grandma, if I see their lives, you know, when they're being young, their World War II just finished, and after that the communists come, and after became the democracy, so they lost like their best years of their life, and try to give me everything, but I wanted every time something more. It's, you want to achieve. And when I'm older and older, when I was in your age, when I was, for example, 20s, yeah, 20, 21, I wasn't like that. I was just enjoy the things. But more experience you get, and more you actually interested about the future, and look at the others. You shouldn't compare yourself with the others, but sometimes it's good. Sometimes it can show you what you want, what you don't want. And for me, the reason is financial freedom, because I don't want to be financially independent of anyone. So if I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, I want to go to, I don't know, a spa, I don't know, Las Vegas or Los Angeles or something like that. I want to be able to do it. I want to travel, and I like my free time, and nothing else than investment can provide me more free time for me, for my dreams, for my projects, than investment. So if I don't invest and I just run GE education and doing in CBD buds or other companies, I wouldn't be able to retire. I don't know, maybe another 40 years, 30 years. Thanks to the investment, I believe I could be financially independent in 20, 25 years. That's my target. That's my dream. That's why I'm doing it.
It will be their dream also, sir. they want to be financial freedoms. Okay, we go to the next question, sir. For another one, is about the book. May you suggest us what kind of
Okay.
books to
Okay,
read to
that's
understand about
very
investment?
often, very often question, and I suggest to start with the totally basic. Is Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's good for understanding how the mind works, because you need to understand how money works. And I believe this is great books for a beginning. Also, the Intelligent Investors from Graham Bell, and Budget Books is a little bit older, but still it's still valid. And after that, you have to look by yourself. After that, you have to look by yourself. So Intelligent Investor, Snowball from Warren Buffett is definitely good. And the Robert Kiyosaki, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, or Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's really good for the beginning, because when you gather this information, you start doing some investment steps, you will looking for your right path, and also by yourself, that you will be interesting. You have to be curious. You have to be like a kid. The more curious will you be, more books that reflects what you want, what you're looking for, you can find. Also depends if you, I could recommend, but it's unfortunately some Czech books. But from the foreign books, definitely Intelligent Investor, Snowball from Warren Buffett, Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay, sir. So there are still two more questions, sir. Okay, for another one, I would like to ask, in Forex, is there any correlation between seasons with the commodity or the currency pairs? For example, like the cryptocurrency will go bullish and the altcoin will go bearish. When Bitcoin go bearish and when the altcoin will go bullish. Yeah, maybe the correlation between the Bitcoin. Sure.
Okay, not like that. There is correlation between some currency pairs, like for example the US dollar, euro, US dollar, GBP, euro, and like that. Also, there's some correlation between Bitcoin and other altcoins. Yeah, so Bitcoins have the power, so it influences also the altcoins. There is some correlation in stocks between the companies in the similar industry, but the correlation between Forex and crypto, or Forex and stocks, there's no correlation. There is correlation between the, for example, price of gold and price or value of price of United States dollar, because and also the oil, because cheaper, when the dollar is cheaper, the people invest to the gold, to the oil. When the dollar getting more expensive, the people rather wait. So there is some correlation between the crypto and Forex I don't think so. There is any correlation. Yeah. Also, it's more for you. You like an Indonesian. If you want to buy Bitcoin or if you want to invest in other currency in United States, that's for you is important. The currency rate between the dollar and Indonesian rupiah. But if it's not, is no correlation what's happened between euro dollar and what's happened on a Bitcoin. That's two different things. But when the Bitcoin or the altcoins getting more and more, the market cap will grow and grow. It can happen that if the, for example, stocks market will go down, it can also influence the Bitcoins. But this question is like a for really long debate, and I think we don't have a time for it. But it's a really good question. You can drop us this question to our Instagram, and somebody will answer you, call you, and can explain you these things.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Phillips. Here we got the last question, sir. So there are many, forex broker in Indonesia, and maybe you heard about the case of Santox FS cases lately. Could you please explain why there are so many brokers in Indonesia, and why don't they just make it one, or make it less, so more on trusted broker, so the investor they can trade more efficiently and secure.
Okay.
Sir, regarding the brokers.
There is too many brokers because brokerage firms, because it's online. The business is online. When you buy stocks, you don't receive the paper anymore, like paper stocks. Everything is online. So the brokerage from all around the world, if they have a license for some part of the world, they can operate there. And it's a finance, it's a business about money, and it's like any other business, and it's affect also or attract some scams and things like that. So it's about the common sense. Yeah, if somebody promise you 70-80% per month, and somebody promise you that you don't need to pay fees, they don't have a license, international or local, they don't have a branch, they don't have an office, they can visit. If you can check the companies, the background, if they don't have a even license, there is, I agree, there is hundreds of companies that are not clear, and I wouldn't definitely recommend to put the money there. But it's everywhere, it's not just Indonesia, it's everywhere. And usually they attract the people to reach their dreams, right? So I will not mention the name, but you can see some Instagram posts like Ferrari, Rolex, everything, and it's super easy. And I tell you one thing, it's not easy. If it's easy, everybody is millionaire, everybody is trader. But unfortunately, it's not like that. Most of the people go into the market without the knowledge, because they heard somebody tell them, let's make 70%, or I'm receiving the SMS every day. Invest 7 juta, you receive 90 juta. So if it's easy like that, so everybody is super rich. So everybody is Warren Buffett. Unfortunately, it's not like that. And there is just about the regulation. It's just about the regulation, and sometimes it's not that hard to make the brokerage some offshore brokerage company. But every time it's about the license, every time it's about the clear information, if you can visit the company, and like that. So also, like, you make the background check of the opportunities, you have to do background check of the company. So like BKFX or some companies like that. And some brokers are just like a brand, and they're part or some like a bigger holding. So some of them are on Saint Vincent Grenadines and something like that. Some of them they're doing it, they have an offshore just because of the taxes reason, so they don't want to pay the big taxes. Okay, if that's totally okay. It's business, right? You need to count it. But important is the service, is the what they, if they promise you, guarantee you something, what they told you, if they have a license, I say it, and also if you can visit their office. That's like a really important. Yeah, but the people losing the money on the market with these things, and just regulation. Yeah, we can, that's about the OJK, BAPEPT, or something like that, or other regulators, for example, from the outside. So if you choose another broker, for example, broker from Middle East or something like that, or from Europe, from United States, after that they are regulated by their regulators, which can be some regulator from Middle East, US. And that's also the reason why I focus all of my companies in my stocks portfolio are in United States, because for me is the most transparent market. When even one bad things against the client can result into like a huge, enormous penalty for the brokerage company. And that's why I'm looking for like American opportunities, because the safety is there. But yeah, the so many companies is there that they are not clear, they are not fair to the clients. But just education, that helps, just education and regulation, when the people will be capable to recognize which company is good and which not, and sometimes just common sense is enough.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Phillips. We
Yes.
hope that Mr. Phillips already answered all of your questions, dear participants. And we will proceed to the next sessions. Okay, for our quiz sessions, may I ask our MC or from the committee, are we ready to start the quiz sessions?
Yes,
Hello
you
there,
may start
Charlie.
the quiz session.
Okay. Okay, so Charlie, for these quiz sessions, are we going to choose from the Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right now we will announce all of the winner for the giveaway, game session, and also the quiz session. So maybe from the team G Education, you might share screen to pick the winners.
Hi guys, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yeah, it's
Okay.
clear.
So today we're going to pick the winner from the games and the quiz. So we start from the games. Who is the winner? So there is like a lot of comments here, and we're trying to pick the winner. Oh, we do it. Okay, this one.
I think they are nervous.
Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay, there's 54 comments. Are you ready, guys? For the winner?
Let's
Please
get
provide
started.
us some reactions, dear participants, if you are ready. Yeah, you may click.
Yeah, I will start in 3, 2, 1, go. Will be the winner? Okay, this is the winner. It's
Okay.
Calvin 10.
Okay, congratulations
Yeah, congratulations
to the winner.
Calvin. Is he
Okay,
here?
maybe the winner can make some noise so we can spotlight.
Calvin, okay, I think Calvin is raising his hand. Okay,
Yeah.
may we request you to open your camera, Calvin? Hello there, Calvin.
Hi.
And
All
oh, Calvin.
Okay, Calvin. Mr. Philip, do you want
Apa?
to give some
I
evaluation of the games that we made?
okay. We have a one winner, yeah.
Yeah.
Winner. Okay, so I just want to congratulate to Mr. Calvin, and I would like to ask the question based on what he make his tip. If he makes just look at the try his luck and just answer randomly, or he makes some analysis of what's can happen. So that's what I asked before we pick the second winner.
Yeah. After this, we're going to pick a second winner.
Yeah.
So Kelvin, maybe can you explain like why you answer the question? I mean the what is your answer? Maybe can you explain?
Based on what I see the support and resistance. So I just give some guess like that.
So you just randomly guess the answer.
Yeah,
Is it?
basically I'm just a beginner, so I don't really know about the chart. I just do some simple analyze like that.
All right, so let's
Simple
start.
analyze. Okay, that's cool. And you have already some trading experience from before?
Not really. I'm just learn from my friend trading.
Okay, so you didn't make the proper analysis, just basic one, yeah? Just simple
Yes,
one.
just basic analyze.
Okay, that's perfect because it shows you that what is the magic on a trading or investment. The price can go up or down, not turn around, right? So even if you don't know anything about that, you have a 50% probability that you will be successful. And we in G Education doing that, we increase that 50% to 80, 90%, and that's what we're doing. But Mr. Kelvin, you have a luck, also some of the work, so you definitely deserve your prize. I hope you will enjoy it.
All right, so we're moving on to the second winner.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to refresh this. All right, and 3, 2, 1. This is the second winner, guys. All right, this is the second winner. His Instagram is
Chedzak.
I think it's
Oh,
I think it's
congratulations.
Chedrick. Yeah, I think
Yes.
Chedrick.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Chedrick.
Okay, maybe Cherry, can you make some noise so we can spotlight?
Hello there, Chedrick.
Yes. Sorry, I can't open my videos right now.
Okay, no problem, Chedrick.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a same question. Can I ask? I have a same question. How based on what you make your tips?
Chadwick,
Based on the answer I made, honestly, I didn't answer it like I do the analysis. I don't, but when I make the answer, when I made the answer that day, there is other person already answered, so I just answer it differently. So I think it's just a lot.
Okay. Actually, that's cool because this is one of the investment strategy, go against the crowd. And so you use the investment strategy that a lot of traders use it and you get your luck. So it's cool. Actually, it's pretty smart to answer the opposite what the others, because usually in the financial markets, most of the people are wrong and smaller part of the people are right. So that's cool. That's really cool. And congratulations.
Okay, thank you so much.
I hope also
Congratulations, you just
you
win
receive
100,000.
your prizes. You will enjoy it. You will learn something new, and maybe it will be like there will be like a bonus deposit and merchandise and other things. So you will enjoy it.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome. You deserve it.
And now for the quiz. Okay, this is the easiest question. So there are already lots of people, but we're going to pick the person who put the correct format for the answer. Let's count how many. Oh, we have 60 comments. Okay, guys, this is the games, the quiz. It's the first winner. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to start. All right. The winner is Desi.
Desi.
Congratulations, Desi. You won 100,000 and merchandise.
Okay, maybe is the person here? Maybe can make some noise so we can spotlight.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Actually, there was a problem with my connection, so I cannot open my camera.
All right. Thank you, Desi.
Yes.
So next, the second winner of the quiz. We're about to say. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. This is the second winner, guys. Oh, who is this?
Some businessman already.
It's public, I think.
Okay, is the person here? Maybe can make some noise.
the BPJS store, the owner of the online shop.
Yeah, who's the owner here?
Hello
Should
there,
we
BPJS store.
do we move if the person didn't exist or what?
Yeah. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pak Budi, yeah, maybe we can.
All
Find a
right.
new
How about the
winner.
committees if the people is not here?
Yes, maybe we can find a new winner, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Let's find a new winner. So I'm sorry, BPJS. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Let's start the raffle. Andinitan. Is anybody here? Is the person here?
Or is Andini? Maybe can make some noise.
Is from
Andini?
public. Is the person here?
I think no. Based on the participation list, there's no
Alright.
Andi Nick here.
All right, let's moving on. Oh. Okay, let's start again. Oh, and 3, 2, 1. The second winner. Erika.
Erika.
But unfortunately, he didn't get the format for the answer. The format is it should be UIB underscore names and the answer. So how about the committees? Do we do it again?
Maybe we see first if the person is here. Maybe we can give it just.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think Erika is here. Hello there, Erika.
Erika, maybe can make some noise so we can spotlight. I think we need to find a new winner again.
All
I
right.
think most of the winners are shy.
Yeah. All right, we find another winner, guys. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Elvia Gustini Rahayu is the winner here.
So congratulations as well.
Oh no, like Percy is not here again. So we might want to find another new winner.
Find another winner again? Okay. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1. What? No, it's the same. It's the same person. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Georgina.
Georgina Huang.
Okay, Georgina.
I think she's here.
Hey,
She's very happy.
congratulations, Georgie.
Congratulations, Georgina.
Okay, that's it for the winner of the games and the quiz. I give the screen back to committee.
Okay, so there's no more picking a winner, right? So this is the winner for today.
Yeah, and the giveaway will be announced by the story Instagram story.
Oh, so it will be later. So it's not now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe for now, for the winner, we want to spotlight again. Maybe you can take a picture with Mr. Philip first.
Okay.
One, two, three.
Okay, is it done?
Okay, done.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, maybe we okay, again, thank you very much for Mr. Philip for the informative and insightful presentation just now. And do not forget to thank Mr. Candy also as our moderator today. Okay, after we announce the winner, now We would like to call the speakers, Mr. Philip Holochuk, the CEO of GE Education Indonesia, to receive the certificate as a token of appreciation. So now please welcome Chairman of Omega, Ms. Angela, to pass on the certificate from University International Batam to our honorable outstanding speakers.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, hello,
That's
Mr.
awesome.
Philip.
Hello.
As the chairman of Omega 2122 and also the representative of Omega, I would like to present this certificate of appreciation as a token of our gratitude to Mr. Philip, CEO of GE Education Indonesia, for being the speaker in Omega first series of company visit. So it may be not much, sir, but I hope you will accept this certificate. And thank you, Mr. Philip, for trusting us and giving us this golden opportunity. We hope Omega and GE Education Indonesia could do many more collaboration in the upcoming future. Once again, thank you, Mr. Philip.
Thank you so much. It's really nice from you. It's really kind. I appreciate. That's awesome. I hope that also from our sides you receive some new information or clear information, and it will be one of many webinars or even seminars that we could make together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Philip and Miss Angela. For now, let us take a photo together.
One, two, three. Okay.
Patni. Okay, next, I would like to call the moderators, Mr. Candy SEMM, our moderator of today's event, to receive the certificate as a token of appreciation. And please welcome Chairman of Omega, Ms. Angela, to pass on the certificate from University International Batam to our honorable and amazing moderator today.
Hello, Dr. Candy.
Hello,
or usually,
Angela.
or usually in class we call Pak Candy, yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for agreeing to be the moderator for today's event, which is company visit to GE Education. As a token of our gratitude, we would like to present you this certificate of appreciation for being the moderator on this very event. We hope that we could collaborate again with Dr. Candy in other Omega event in the near future. Once again, thank you, Pak Candy.
My pleasure.
Okay, now let us take a
One, two, three. Okay. Done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Candy and Miss Angela. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please open up your cam and let us take a photo together as a documentation for today's event. So please, team documentation to take over. Thank you.
Okay, again, thank you so much for our speaker today, Mr. Philip Holochuk, and our moderator, Mr. Candy SEMM, and of course, all the participants that have spent your time with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, for the documentation team, maybe can you let us know maybe can you count so we can take a photo together?
Let me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Okay,
much, Mr.
again,
Philip.
it is our pleasure to have Mr. Philip from GA Education for our first company visit today. And we hope that today's event will be beneficial for all of us. And don't forget to follow our Mega Instagram and GA Education Instagram also for more information for upcoming event. And don't forget to fill in the registration links and questionnaire. And don't forget for the winner to contact the committee and the Dewantara to claim your prize. And Hotni?
Okay, thank you so much for our speaker today, Mr. Philip, and our moderator, Mr. Candy SEMM, and of course, all the participants that have spent your time with us.
Okay, wish you all the best and have a happy weekend and see you again. Or bye bye.
Bye.
See you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Philip.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.